Hi folks, how you doing? I'm Ross Minton. This is Grow Your Own Life. Please like and subscribe. As always, that would be amazing. I'm desperately trying to grow the channel so it can become more of a part-time income for me and my family on our self-sufficient journey. And so any likes, any subscribes, any comments, greatly appreciated, because it pushes me up that YouTube algorithm and hopefully earns me a few more pennies. Now let's talk about plastic pots, shall we? There's a big debate about plastic, and I personally can't abide single-use plastics. And I'm really trying now in my life, at home, in the garden, everything, to get rid of as much plastic as possible. I haven't always been good at getting rid of plastic. Even up until a year or so ago, I still had far too much single-use plastic in my life, and I've still got too much now. And a lot of people are saying things like, you know, stop using plastic plant pots, stop using them, you shouldn't do it, we've got biodegradable alternatives, you've got cardboard, and they're right, but at the same time they're also wrong. And what I don't want people to go out and do is, if like me, you've got absolutely dozens, I could do this all day. We could have an hour-long video of me just finding plastic plant pots that I've got squirreled away. And I've got them in all shapes and sizes, and if I was to go and take these to the landfill and throw them in and replace them all with wood or biodegradable or module trays, that would be so wasteful. The damage in these plastic has already been done. The plastic's already been made, the oil's been used, it's there. The best thing I can do now with these plastic pots is to use them for as long as possible, look after them, and when they eventually break, like some of them do over time, take them to the recycling centre, take them to wherever they need to go to be disposed of properly. There is no point in throwing all these away just because they are plastic. That's even more wasteful. And the one good thing about plastic pots is this, and I'll show you. You don't need plant labels. As you can see, last year I had garlic chives in there. I just crossed it out, and now I've got French beans in there. Next year I'll cross that out and I might have pumpkins in there. And how many times could you write things on this pot and cross out? And if I look after this pot could outlive me. So yes, plastic isn't great, but at the same time, if it's used correctly and disposed of correctly, it's not as bad as everyone makes out. And I'm not saying we should make more of these. If I had my way, the manufacture of plastic pots would be banned tomorrow. It really would. I would stop companies making plastic pots. I would stop companies making plastic bottles. That's my own personal opinion. But the ones that have already been made, make use of them. Don't bin them for binning them's sake. That is just the ultimate in wastefulness. Right folks, so what we're going to do, we're going to sow some tomatoes. Now these are Roma tomatoes. I grew these last year and they were absolutely beautiful. So we're going to grow them again. Now for some reason I like growing tomatoes in plastic pots like this. I don't know why. I think it probably goes back to seeing my granddad do it. And but you can grow them in everything, anything, and everything really. I've grown tomatoes in toilet roll tubes, in egg cartons, in milk cartons, in all sorts of different things. Seed trays, module trays. But I don't know, something I like, something, I don't know, in my DNA likes to sow tomatoes in little plastic pots. Well, anyway, as always, just give them a little flick. Helps those tiny seeds go to the bottom. Open it up, and again, I'm just going to sprinkle because I will thin these out. There we go. Now, I'm not going to sow them all. Plenty in there, as you can hear. So I'm going to take these home and I'm going to sow some on my windowsill, because again, as I've said before, some plants like heat to germinate, and tomatoes are one of them. I'm not saying they like it absolutely red hot, but they like a little bit of heat. What you can do as well, it's nothing fancy, but if you get a cluster, just move them about a bit. But again, all you've got to do then is put a little bit of compost on top, just a little bit on top, like so. Pat it down, water it and label it, and you will thin them out at a later date, but they will get a really good start in here. Plenty of water to get them going. The reason you give seeds plenty of water is because what you've got to think of is they're actually dehydrated, and you want to rehydrate them to get them growing again. So that's why it always looks like people are over-watering seeds. You're not over-watering them. You're getting as much moisture in your compost, your soil, your medium, your whatever it is, coconut husk, whatever people use, to rehydrate the seeds. And again, the beauty of having an old plastic pot that you can use is I can write on here, oh, not B, Roma. Tom. Roma Tom. And there you have it. Real simple way of sowing tomatoes. And as I'll reiterate again, if you've got plastic pots, look after them, use them, and then dispose of them responsibly once they're past their best. But don't throw them away for the sake of throwing them away. That's just wasteful.